a tweet. Apparently, Andre Iguodala said if Rasheed Wallace was still an active NBA player in today's game, he would be better than Giannis. He'd be better than Greek Freak. I have some strong feelings on this, but I want to get you guys' takes before I chime in. So,
who said that?
Andre Iguodala, who's played with some great guys. You know what I'm saying? He's played with Iverson. He's played with Steph. He's played with some talent. So he's seen some very skilled guys. He's played against some very skilled guys. But he said Rasheed Wallace would be better than Giannis right now if he was in the NBA.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd be better than Giannis right now. But I will say today's NBA is tailor-made for Rasheed Wallace, who kind of was ready to revolutionize the game before it was ready. The game wasn't ready for Rasheed Wallace when he came out. A lot of coaches would get upset with him for playing this game. You know what I mean? A lot of coaches didn't give him the complete freedom that he would probably receive in today's game. The green light, as they say. I think Rasheed Wallace would have been more like a top 10, top 15 player in today's game versus probably being the top 25, top 35 guy, that he was at his peak. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, though. She had some years where he was, definitely top 20. But he's always in that, top 20, top 30 range throughout his career. He was never really, viewed as a top 10 guy. But I think he had that potential. And in today's game, man, the way he could shoot the ball, he could shoot. Remember, Rasheed Wallace could shoot the ball the same way with either hand, too. He could shoot threes righty or lefty, bro. He could do fadeaways righty or lefty. Like his shooting was ahead of his time. His playing that way for a big man was ahead of his time. And I think that in today's game he could have been a real threat, man. Maybe more like a top 15 player, but I think he could have been, with the freedom they give the big men today, he would have been great.
I do want to point out that Rasheed Wallace, his Blazers team was cheated. I believe Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. So
it was balling. Yeah, I remember that. Was that who else they had? Was that Bonzi Wells?
That was Bonzi Wells.
Yeah, I remember that. And Cliff Robinson.
Was Cliff Robinson on that team? That would be towards the end of his career if he was. I can't remember that team vividly, but I do know the Lakers came back from a 20-point deficit, and it came out that the refs, fixed it on that game. But Rasheed was a dog. But Rome, G, I got any thoughts on this? Rasheed Wallace being better?
Yeah, man. I think it's a little bit of a stretch, bro. I hate comparisons like this because especially in the NBA, I hate comparing errors in the NBA. Rasheed Wallace is one of the few players where I do think his game does translate to today's game, so you can kind of compare this one better than others. But I mean, to say that he would be better than Giannis after seeing what Giannis has just accomplished, and maybe it's a little bit recent, but I just feel like I don't know if Rasheed was the player that I believe Giannis is, So I think in that sense it's a little bit of a stretch, but I do understand the comparison of someone like Wallace's game to today's game because I do think it would translate.
I agree. I'm right there with you. I don't think Giannis is a different guy, man, and I honestly don't think Rasheed was strong enough to handle a guy like Giannis. But I guess technically that wasn't. Hey, cheers. G. Hey, Steve on that.
We're throwing texts.
G, what you think, man? You think Rasheed would have been a top 5 player?
I think Iguodala has been in California for way too long, smoking on some good cheap out there. My man smoking mad chronic to be saying some wild shit like that. No disrespect to the great Rasheed Wallace, but Rasheed Wallace only averaged 20 points once in his career. Once. And can y'all guess what team?
The
Bullets.
Pistons.
Wrong. You, Bryce?
I said the Bullets.
No. The Falcons. One time with the Falcons. He played for the Falcons. Not the
Wait.
Falcons. I mean the Hawks.
My man traded.
Why did I say football? Oh my God,
My
Atlanta.
man jumped leagues. Rasheed throw that in there. He averaged 20 for the Falcons.
Jesus Christ, no. You only average. Oh my God. See, I'm smoking that good tea, but see, I'm getting a contact high off of what Iguodala just said right now. He's bugging. Giannis is a 2-time MVP. Rasheed Wallace only averaged 20 points once in his career. Bro, no, he's fucking bugging. Hell no. Yo, bro, I need to smoke what I clearly am smoking what he's smoking. I just said the fucking Falcons. Jesus Christ. God, see, that shit hurt my head. Bro, nah, man. Man's just bugging. Bugging the fuck. Yes, he's smoking that Wallace OG because I'm smoking that shit. I don't even believe that shit.
I'll tell you this: Rasheed Wallace definitely would have been an all-star in today. He's a 4-time all-star, but he would have been a Hall of Famer in today's game. I'll tell you that.
Is he not a Hall of Famer now?
No, I don't think he's gonna make it.
No,
you know,
I don't think. Hear me out. I don't think Rasheed Wallace would have been a top 30 or 40 player in today's game.
No.
Everybody, look, listen. You know why? Because a guy like a Paul George would be able to defend a Rasheed Wallace. Like, everybody is tall and athletic now. Like,
but Rasheed Wallace would still be able to take Paul George to the post, bro. Rasheed Wallace post game was crazy. It was, bro.
I don't know, man. Like,
it was, bro.
Everybody,
he had crazy footwork in the post.
Chris Bosh, Garnett, like the guys that were like the original stretch fours, the Dirks, they kind of ushered in this new era. The KDs, if you will. What would Rasheed Wallace do with a KD? Absolutely nothing. Like,
yeah, but Rasheed Wallace would be more of a big man than a KD. But I do feel you on that.
He is more of a big man, but I just think everybody is so much more athletic that a lot of that stuff would be a little easier defended versus playing against guys like Sabonis or a Tim Duncan. You know, can't.
I agree completely, bro. And that's kind of what I meant by comparing different eras, because it's like the game has changed to where people are more equipped to defend that style of play. Rasheed had a bit of an advantage back then because people his size weren't doing that. So like literally like T is saying, bro, like the people defending him weren't equipped to defend that style of play, whereas today people can do that. And that's why I think the Giannis part is just such a stretch, man, because like Giannis is really that dude, bro. And I think it takes away at Giannis's greatness, man, because I think he's up there with the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with that, Rome. It does take away from his greatness to a certain point, but it's also, I think, Iguodala trying to tell y'all how good Rasheed Wallace really was. And not only like I think it's a little more than just his ability to stretch the floor. Remember, Rasheed Wallace was always basically handcuffed while he played, bro. There was no coach that was going to allow Rasheed Wallace to play how he really could play, because honestly, Rasheed Wallace was more like a Jokic, bro. He was more like a guy that you could really run everything through. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I can remember, like, that's why those Pistons teams worked out so well, bro. Like, because if Billups is out, you know what I'm saying, you throw in Lindsey Hunter, and then Rasheed Wallace used to play a lot with that second unit, and it's like Rasheed Wallace can control a lot of that game. They used to run a lot of action through Rasheed Wallace in those Pistons teams, a whole lot. And it's because he was more like a Jokic than he was just a random stretch forward. And I think that's where he was ahead of his time too. It's like he had a lot of ability for a big man that, like, yo, if he would have got that freedom in today's game, who knows what he would have been. I think he would have been at least a Hall of Famer, though. I think he would have been a Hall of Famer.
But yeah, but, you know, the problem is with what Iggy did is, you know, you probably, like, if your goal is to highlight Rasheed, you probably shouldn't use Giannis. Like,
right.
You know, that's like your man saying, you know, this the fattest girl I ever seen, and then you see it and you be like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, he set the bar so high for Rasheed, and I was a huge Rasheed fan. And also another thing, Rasheed got thrown out at half the games.
The ref hated Rasheed, man. That was crazy.
Bro, Rasheed once got attacked for looking at the ref. YouTube that one. He looked at the ref and got attacked. But yeah, Giannis is different. Don't compare him to my man. Giannis would destroy that boy.
Easily.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to say Giannis would destroy him,
Destroy him.
but
Bro, destroy him, bro.
Destroy him.
Rasheed Wallace could give anybody work. Offensively, Rasheed Wallace give anybody work, bro.
Does not
Prime
name
Rasheed Wallace.
Giannis.
Prime Rasheed Wallace is giving Giannis that work, bro.
Giannis would go
Stop,
defend.
bro. Prime Rasheed Wallace giving Giannis that work, bro.
No,
If
Absolutely.
they
he's
were
not.
giving the rock, if they
No,
were
he's
giving the
not.
rock, they'll let Rasheed
No, he's
Wallace
not.
get 20
No,
shots.
he's not.
He
You
gonna
don't
give
believe that
Prime
shit.
Giannis 25, bro.
Only
Maybe
one of
30,
those guys would need a help defender, and it wouldn't be Giannis.
bro. Rasheed Wallace was one of those guys, right? While he played in the NBA, that nobody really could actually guard, bro.
Yeah,
Nobody.
while he played, bro, you're talking about him versus Giannis,
I can
bro.
only talk about
It's
him. I
not.
get. I mean, I gotta use his skills though. Like, bro, Rasheed Wallace can shoot over anybody, bro.
Rasheed cooked like
His
dirt.
release was up here.
Look, I'm not even trying. I'm a
Playing,
fan,
bro.
bro. I'm not even trying to. That's why I don't like this comparison because I'm not even trying to down my man. But I just feel like Giannis, bro, is on that transcendent level almost, man. Like he's up there with today's greats, bro. And I don't think when Wallace played, people were mentioning him with the top 3 NBA players in the game at that time.
Agreed. I agree with that 100%. But I'll say this: if Giannis, and it goes vice versa too. If Giannis had in his game what Rasheed Wallace has in his game, he might be the GOAT. It's same with Rasheed Wallace. If Rasheed Wallace had what Giannis had athletically, whatever else y'all want to call it, he could be on some GOAT shit. So
No,
like
you're
it's not like Rasheed Wallace. It's not like Giannis got everything that Rasheed Wallace has because he didn't, bro. And Rasheed Wallace, bro, he can get a bucket on anybody, and I stand by it. A prime Rasheed Wallace gives Giannis buckets, bro.
I
He's
mean,
gonna
one
give
thing
anybody buckets.
Rasheed Wallace had like a 40-something inch vertical. A lot of people don't know him for being that high rise, that athletic dunker.
He
But
block shots.
I believe he was the state champion in the high jump in Philly, if my basketball history is right. Somebody fact check that for me. But he was an
So I got a
athlete.
question. So Rasheed Wallace, he's like a defensive player? You can say he was a defensive player?
He could play defense too.
All right, so how many first NBA defense he made?
Zero.
I don't think he had any.
Not
And how
one.
many Giannis?
All of them.
He made 4. He's
No,
nowhere near.
bro, hold on,
He's
hold on.
nowhere near Giannis.
Let's not get into comparing accolades for Rasheed Wallace. That's the entire point of Iguodala's point. Is that like in today's game, Rasheed Wallace will be great. So that literally means you can't compare him in his game, in his quote unquote day, because we're talking about something totally different, bro. We're talking about like you see what I'm getting at here? Like you can't do that, bro. We talking about Rasheed Wallace placing him in today's game. He would be a perfect fit as a big man.
Right, but I don't think he'll be better than Giannis.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Maybe not better. Yeah, maybe not better.
But
Around, in the ballpark, possibly though. Like I feel like Rasheed Wallace be one of them dudes that give anybody buckets in today's game, bro.
He could have said Draymond Green. He shouldn't say no Giannis.
Well, I think Rasheed Wallace is better than Draymond Green as is.
Exactly. He could have said that. He couldn't say no Giannis.
I don't know. Maybe Draymond Green's rings make him better than Rasheed Wallace. But I don't know.
But isn't what you just said we're not comparing accolades? Don't give me that shit, bro.
No. I'm talking about straight up though. We saying like Draymond or Rasheed Wallace.
I'm taking Rasheed.
I'm taking Rasheed too.
I'm taking Draymond.
No, I take Rasheed just because I don't like Draymond. I think he's overrated.
Taking Draymond, man. Draymond mentality. Rasheed was a tough guy too, and also proven to be a winner. You know what I'm saying, with that Detroit team. But I don't know, man. Draymond just does everything.
Yeah.
Did everything. He's not the same Draymond.
Draymond don't score though. He don't do everything because he don't score, bro. He don't score. Draymond can't score to save his life, bro. If they needed a bucket, Draymond ain't getting it, bro. I don't see him do too much nut shit on the offensive end. And I think I really think Draymond is a great player. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think like you can't quantify with Draymond. Draymond's greater than Rasheed Wallace.
I think we might be looking
better in their primes. Oh.
Draymond might be the greatest role player of all time.
Yeah. him or Rodman.
That's
Who's
debatable,
this
but I
year
mean he's in that
performing
combo for sure.
basketball-wise, yo?
Him or Rodman. That's a good conversation.
It's hard to quantify Draymond's contribution to the game at the end of each game. It's really hard to quantify. Like when he gets, these seemingly introverts, or these seemingly more quiet type dudes like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. When Draymond runs around the other team sideline and gets the crowd going crazy at him and puts all the attention on him, it's hard to quantify what that means for a team when then Steph and Klay can just start knocking down trades because they don't got to worry about shit. You know what I mean? When Draymond's fighting the best player on the other team, trying to get in his face, like I don't know how much that swings the pendulum the Warriors' way. I don't know.
Draymond arguably elevated Steph's career by getting Kevin Durant off the team.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Like if KD never leaves, we never have this conversation, right? We just keep saying KD's the best player on that Warriors team, but with Draymond getting KD out of there, then Steph going on to get another ring, like that changed both of their legacies. At least
Draymond getting KD there in the first place, and then getting him off. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't quantify Draymond's contributions to basketball, man. It's really hard to quantify.
Good ass sports. I don't know nothing about those sports, but I know they good ass sports.